Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are returning once again to the house that has done more than perhaps any other Swiss manufacturer to place extraordinary watchmaking in the hands of extraordinary people. The engineers and astronauts, the divers and athletes, the collectors and everyday wearers who demand that the instrument on their wrist perform without compromise regardless of what the day demands of it. We are talking about Omega, and today's list spans the full breadth of what this remarkable Geneva manufacturer currently offers. From a dress watch of classical serenity to a professional dive watch of modern technical brilliance that sits at the very summit of the Seamaster collection. Every reference on today's list has been chosen because it represents Omega at its most considered, most accomplished, and most compelling in its specific category. There is something here for every kind of watch lover, and every single entry is worth your closest attention. Let's get started. Number 10. Omega Railmaster 220-1040-20. The Omega Railmaster reference 220-1040. 20 is one of the most historically resonant and most underappreciated watches in the current Omega catalog, a timepiece whose origins connect it directly to a remarkable chapter in mid-20th century scientific watchmaking, and whose current form delivers that heritage with a level of technical specification that transforms it from a charming tribute into a genuinely outstanding everyday instrument. The Railmaster was first introduced in 1957 alongside the original Seamaster 300 and Speedmaster as part of Omega's professional trilogy, three watches conceived for three specific categories of demanding use. Where the Seamaster 300 served the diver and the Speedmaster served the racing driver and astronaut, the Railmaster was designed for scientists and engineers working in environments of intense magnetic interference, featuring a soft iron inner case that shielded the movement from electromagnetic fields that would render conventional watches inaccurate. The current 220-1040-20 honors that heritage in a 40mm stainless steel case of clean, purposeful design. The black dial with its broad Arabic numerals and generously applied luminous material speaks directly to the professional instrument tradition from which the Railmaster descends. The vintage-inspired handset and the overall dial composition carry a warmth and character that more aggressively modern designs often sacrifice in pursuit of contemporaneity. The coaxial master chronometer. Caliber 88N6 within is METIS certified to resist magnetic fields of 15,000 Gauss, a level of magnetic resistance that makes the original Railmaster's soft iron cage look modest by comparison, and delivers that protection through movement engineering rather than mechanical shielding. On a leather strap or NATO, the Railmaster 220-1040-20 is a watch of genuine soul and outstanding daily capability. The Omega Railmaster 220-1040-20 retails for approximately $5,100 USD. Number 9. Omega DeVille Prestige 424-1040. The Omega DeVille Prestige reference 424-1040 is the gentleman's dress watch in the Omega catalog, a timepiece of 39. 5 mm classical proportion that approaches the challenge of formal elegance with the same rigor and the same refusal to compromise that Omega applies to its most technically demanding professional references, simply directed toward an entirely different set of aesthetic and functional priorities. The DeVille Prestige has been the quiet backbone of Omega's dress watch offering since the collection was established in the 1960s, occupying a position in the catalog that prioritizes understated refinement over technical complexity and wearable elegance over visual assertiveness. The 424-1040 presents this philosophy in a 39.5 mm stainless steel case that offers a contemporary scale while maintaining the slim profile that a dress watch demands. A watch that disappears beneath a suit cuff and reappears on the wrist at a dinner table with equal propriety and equal confidence. The silver dial is finished to a standard of sunray brushing that produces a surface of luminous depth, catching ambient light with a warmth that shifts perceptibly as the wearer moves through different lighting conditions throughout the day. The applied hour markers and leaf-shaped hands are executed with a precision of finish that reflects Omega's manufacture capability applied to classical design, and the overall dial composition achieves that most demanding of dress watch requirements. It looks simple, and the simplicity is extraordinarily difficult to produce correctly. The coaxial caliber 2500 within delivers the accuracy and longevity benefits of Omega's proprietary escapement in a caliber of genuine reliability and excellent long-term performance. The DeVille Prestige 424-1040 is the Omega for the collector who dresses well and wants their wrist to reflect that with complete conviction. The Omega DeVille Prestige 424 1040 retails for approximately $3,400 USD. Number 8. Omega Constellation 3110.39. The Omega Constellation reference 13110. The 39 is a watch that carries 6 decades of refined design evolution in a 39mm stainless steel case of immediately recognizable character. A timepiece whose signature features are so deeply embedded in the language of Swiss dress watch design that they have influenced the vocabulary of the broader category in ways that extend far beyond Omega's own collection. The Constellation's defining design signatures are present in the 13110. 39 with complete fidelity to the collection's heritage. The 4 integrated claws that reach from the case to grip the bracelet with a structural expressiveness that turns a functional necessity into a design statement of genuine boldness. The integrated bracelet whose alternating polished and brushed links flow from the case as a single seamless entity. And the star set into the caseback that has marked every Constellation as a precision-regulated timepiece since the collection's establishment in 1952. The 39mm case in stainless steel presents the Constellation at a scale that wears with the authority and presence a men's dress watch requires while maintaining the slim, elegant proportions that the collection's character demands. Number 7. Omega Aquaterra 2on2010.38. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra reference 2on20.10. The 38 is the most versatile and most quietly confident watch in the entire Omega lineup. A timepiece that has been refined over 2 decades into the single most complete everyday luxury sports watch that the manufacturer currently produces, and which at 38mm presents that completeness in a case size of exceptional proportional elegance that suits an unusually wide range of wrist sizes and wearing occasions without compromise. The Aquaterra's genius has always been its refusal to commit entirely to any single identity. It is neither a pure dress watch nor a pure sports watch, but instead occupies a considered middle ground between those two poles with such assurance and such naturalness that it never feels like a compromise but always feels like precisely the right choice. The teak pattern dial of the 220x10. 38, its horizontal lines a quiet reference to the wooden deck planking of the luxury sailing yachts with which the Aquaterra has been associated since the collection's introduction, delivers a surface of understated texture and depth that catches light differently in different conditions, creating a dial that rewards daily wear with a dynamism that flat dials cannot offer. Number 6. Omega Speedmaster 38 Coaxial. The Omega Speedmaster 38 Coaxial is the Speedmaster reimagined for a different kind of wearer. A timepiece that takes the most famous chronograph design in the history of space exploration and reinterprets it at 38mm with a palette of color and a sensibility of elegance that brings the Speedmaster's extraordinary heritage to a collector who has always admired the design from a distance, but found the standard Moonwatch's proposition too exclusively focused on its professional and historical credentials. The Speedmaster 38 preserves every structural element that makes a Speedmaster immediately recognizable. The tachymeter bezel, the 3 subdial chronograph layout, the signature lyre lugs, and the overall case architecture that connects it unmistakably to 67 years of Speedmaster lineage, while presenting those elements in a 38mm case that wears with a lightness and a close-to-the-wrist elegance the standard 42mm cannot achieve. The dial color options available in the Speedmaster 38 Coaxial family are among the most appealing that Omega has produced in this collection. Jewel tones and graduated surfaces that bring genuine warmth and personality to a design whose standard expression is deliberately, purposefully monochromatic. Number 5. Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. 600 Neri. The Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 Neri is Omega's most physically commanding and most technically uncompromising dive watch. A timepiece built to a professional specification of such thoroughness and such engineering ambition that it occupies a category of its own within the Seamaster collection. Beyond the elegant versatility of the Aquaterra and the refined sportiness of the Diver 300M, and into the territory of the genuine deep-water professional instrument. 600 meters of water resistance is not a number chosen for marketing effect. It reflects a construction standard involving a ceramic unidirectional bezel of exceptional precision, a case architecture engineered to distribute hydrostatic pressure uniformly across its structure, a crown protection system of considerable mechanical sophistication, and a case back sealed to standards that leave no margin for the kind of tolerance that would be acceptable in a watch rated to lesser depths. The 43.5mm stainless steel case wears with a bold, purposeful presence on the wrist that matches its specification perfectly. This is not a watch that hides its capabilities behind a restrained exterior, but one that presents them openly, confidently, and with the visual authority that a serious tool demands. The liquid metal bezel filling, a metallic glass alloy applied using a laser process developed specifically by Omega, delivers an index sharpness and surface quality that conventional bezel filling materials cannot approach. Number 4. Omega Seamaster 300 Master Coaxial. The Omega Seamaster 300 Master Coaxial is the most historically faithful and most emotionally resonant watch in the current Seamaster collection. A timepiece that connects more directly and more honestly to the golden age of Swiss tool watch design than perhaps any other production watch currently available from a major manufacturer. And that delivers that connection not through superficial styling exercises, but through a genuine understanding of what made the original 1957 Seamaster 300 great, and a genuine commitment to preserving its essential character, while elevating its technical performance to the highest contemporary standard. The broad arrow hands that sweep across the dial are not decorative choices. They are direct and precise references to the professional military and scientific instrument watches of the late 1950s, selected because they are the hands that were on the original Seamaster 300 and because no other hand design achieves the same balance of legibility, historical authenticity, and visual character. The large luminous dot at 12 o'clock, the sword-shaped applied hour markers, the vintage-warm texture of the sandwich dial construction, and the overall dial composition create a surface that feels genuinely rooted in 1957 while looking completely compelling in the present. The mesh bracelet option available on this reference deserves particular attention. A supple, beautifully finished steel mesh of extraordinary wearing comfort that transforms the character of the watch from purposeful tool to something considerably more sophisticated without diminishing its essential identity by a single degree. Number 3. Omega DeVille Hour. Vision the Omega DeVille Hour. Vision is the most architecturally ambitious and most technically revealing dress watch in the Omega catalog. A timepiece that makes a bold and entirely successful argument that the beauty of a high-quality mechanical movement is not something to be concealed behind a solid caseback and a purely decorative dial, but something to be celebrated, displayed, and made the central aesthetic experience of ownership. The Hour Vision's defining feature is its exhibition architecture, a sapphire crystal caseback and a dial construction designed to allow light to flow through the movement and illuminate it from behind, creating a visual connection between the wearer and the mechanical complexity of the caliber 8500 coaxial movement that conventional dress watches never offer. The result is a watch whose dial, when examined in good light, reveals the movement architecture beneath it as a rich, layered depth of mechanical components in a way that is simultaneously technically fascinating and genuinely beautiful. The 41mm stainless steel case is finished to Omega's highest dress watch standard, brushed and polished surfaces that achieve a sharpness of transition between finish types that reflects exceptional case manufacturing capability. The symmetrical case design, with its sapphire crystals on both sides of the case, creates a watch of complete visual coherence whose design logic is expressed in every angle and every surface. The Coaxial Master Chronometer. Caliber 8500 delivers the full METAS certification specification in a movement whose visual quality matches its technical credentials without reservation. Number 2. Omega Speedmaster. Professional Moonwatch, the Omega Speedmaster. Professional Moonwatch needs no qualification, no historical context, and no supporting argument to justify its position on any list of the world's greatest watches, because its position in the history of human achievement has already been established beyond any possible dispute by what happened on July 20th, 1969, at 10:56 in the evening, Houston time, when Buzz Aldrin stepped onto the surface of the moon wearing one on his wrist. No other watch in history can make that claim. No other watch ever will. The Speedmaster Professional is the only watch ever worn on the lunar surface, selected by NASA in 1965 following a rigorous program of testing against 11 candidate watches that subjected each timepiece to temperature extremes, vacuum conditions, humidity, shock, vibration, and magnetic fields of an intensity that destroyed or disabled every other competitor. The Moonwatch passed everything. The current production Moonwatch Professional, powered by the Caliber 3861 Master Chronometer hand wound movement, the most technically advanced Speedmaster caliber ever produced, maintains the 42mm stainless steel case, the Hesalite crystal, The black dial with its white contrasting subdials, the tachymeter bezel, and the iconic column wheel chronograph architecture in a form whose fidelity to the original NASA-qualified specification is absolute and deliberate. The Hesalite crystal is not a concession to vintage styling. It is the correct and authentic material for this watch, the same material that went to the moon, maintained because authenticity matters, and because Omega understands that the Moonwatch's greatness cannot be improved upon, only upheld. Number 1. Omega Seamaster Diver 300M or 210.3042. The Omega Seamaster Diver 300 Mapper reference 210.3042 takes the top position on today's list, and it does so as the most complete, most technically accomplished, and most compellingly designed expression of the Seamaster Diver 300M that Omega has produced in the collection's 30-year history. At 42mm in stainless steel with a ceramic unidirectional bezel and the collection's signature wave pattern dial, the 210-3042 represents a convergence of design ambition and technical achievement that places it in a category of its own among current production sports watches at its price point. The wave pattern dial is the detail that defines this watch's character above all others. A surface whose horizontal pattern is not printed or applied, but pressed directly into the metal of the dial itself during manufacture, creating a tactile and visual texture of depth and dimensionality that rewards examination in any light condition and from any angle. In different lighting, the dial shifts from deep blue to brilliant azure, from nearly black to luminously bright, creating a wearing experience whose visual richness never diminishes regardless of how long the watch has been on the wrist. The ceramic unidirectional bezel is produced through a sintering process of exceptional precision that delivers a surface hardness and color consistency that no aluminum or steel bezel can approach. And the helium escape valve at 9 o'clock provides the professional diving function that marks the Diver 300M as a genuine instrument watch rather than a merely capable one. The steel bracelet with its rubber underside delivers a wearing comfort that is entirely distinctive, cool and smooth against the wrist in the manner of a conventional steel bracelet, while the rubber contact surface provides a security of fit and a tactile refinement that raises the everyday wearing experience to a standard that competitors have repeatedly attempted to match and consistently failed to surpass.